So with phones getting larger and larger, there's not too many 7-inch tablets available these days, but today we're going to compare the new Fire 7 tablet that just came out versus the Tab M7 Gen 3 from Lenovo. The Fire 7 is the cheaper device at only $60 versus about $110 normal retail price for the Tab M7. Both are probably going to be on sale though at various times throughout the year, so I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. There's also a kids version of each tablet as well, if that's something you're looking for. You've got a few different options on the Fire 7 with 16 or 32 gigabytes of storage, 3 different colors to choose from, and a version without lock screen ads if you pay a little bit more. The Tab M7 has one version, and that's got 32 gigabytes of storage. Both 7-inch screens on these tablets have 1024 by 600 resolution, but you're gonna notice the body is a little smaller or skinnier on the sides for the M7, which is going to make it a little easier to handle. The M7 also feels a little more premium because of the metal material versus all plastic on the Fire 7. The screen brightness seems a little bit brighter or better on the Fire 7, especially when you put these right next to each other, and the colors seem to be a little more vibrant on the Fire 7 as well. You can watch upscaled 1080p resolution for YouTube videos and then SD playback resolution on apps like Netflix. You would think these two tablets being about the same size would have about the same battery life, but in my battery drain test with screen brightness at 100%, the Fire 7 actually lasted about 6 hours. The Tab M7 lasted 8.5 hours. So if you're wanting the tablet with better battery life, you're going to want to go with the Tab M7. Both are going to have plenty of power to get through the entire day though, obviously more if you turn the screen brightness down. Now one downside with the Tab M7, it's still using micro USB to charge, where the Fire 7 is USB-C. While the Lenovo tablet looks like it's their regular, close to stock Android software, it's actually Android 11 Go, which is a lighter version of Android, so it's going to run smoother on a device like this, which I kind of like, unless there are certain apps you want to download on here that's not available, because I did notice you don't get access to all the apps on the Google Play Store like you would on other tablets with the full Android software. But when you compare it to the software on the Fire 7, which is also based on Android 11 now, you get even less apps to choose from since you can only download apps from the Amazon store, which is not great, but getting better with each year. Sure, there's ways to hack the device, but I'm talking right out of the box experience. There's some similarities between the two, and a lot of it will come down to personal preference on which is better. So this one is sort of a toss-up. I'm leaning towards the Lenovo on the software side, but you may like the Fire 7 software better. Now when it comes to performance, Geekbench 5 scores are pretty close between the two tablets. The Fire 7 might have slightly better scores, but in real world use, the Tab M7 actually feels a little bit more snappy, especially just moving around the software. And then for some reason, the Fire 7 seems to lag quite a bit when watching YouTube videos, even at 720p resolution. So not sure what's going on with that. No problems with YouTube videos on the Tab M7 though. But keep in mind, these are more entry-level devices with only 2 gigabytes of RAM in each, so you're not going to be able to do a lot of heavy lifting, or you won't be able to play more graphic intense games on these two tablets either. Luckily, there are still some of the more popular games available on both devices. For some reason, you can't get Asphalt 9 on the Lenovo tablet, but it's available on the Fire 7, so maybe the specs aren't quite as good on the M7, not really sure. So for the games that you can play on these two, they actually perform fairly decent for budget devices. I expected worse performance really. Tablets do get a little warm after playing for a while, but nothing too serious on either. You get a headphone jack with both tablets, which is good because neither really has great speakers. The Tab M7 is probably the only tablet I've used with one speaker that's front facing and sort of looks like an earpiece speaker. Kind of weird, but actually sounds decent for a tablet this small, and it has Dolby Atmos. The Fire 7 has one speaker on the side, so depending on how you hold the tablet is going to determine how good it sounds. I probably prefer the M7 a tad more, but here's a quick test of each just to give you an idea of what they sound like. Now, as far as cameras go, you get a 2 megapixel front facing, 2 megapixel rear facing on both tablets. So yeah, not real impressive, and you're gonna get sort of what you would expect from tablets like this. Here's a few samples of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. They will struggle in low light situations and aren't going to be the first choice for most people. When you have a phone sitting right next to you that's going to give you better quality, probably just about any phone is going to be better quality actually. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at these two 7-inch tablets. I may have to do a couple more comparisons yet for the Fire 7, so you'll want to look out for those as well. And it's sort of making me wonder, if you're shopping for a 7-inch tablet, should you go with an 8-inch instead? So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.